Hi there. So today I'm going to show you how to make this succulent plant coaster set, I'm going to call it. And so it's just a little pot, and you got a little set of 5 coasters that are kind of leaf shaped, like a little symmetrical. The colors that we're going to use, the yarn we're going to use for the pot, the little planter, we're going to use Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick. And this color that I'm going to be working with is called Marble. There are a couple of other colors that I like to use. There's this one, it's called Sea Glass. It's also, these are the Woolies Thick and Quick. And this one's called Sea Glass. It's got a little more green variegated through it. Another one that I like is Fossil. There's this, and this one's more of an earth tony, so it's gonna have some more like browns in it, so that's another fun one. And you can use any color that you want. You can use a solid color, variegated. It's fun to mix it up. And then for the leaves, these leaves are, this color is called Agave. I think that's how you say it. And this is also a Lion Brand yarn. Where's the little Lion Brand? Oh, there's a little logo right there. 2 of Wands, Hue and Me. I like to use these for different things. It's a chunky wool blend. And that's what I'm going to work on, show you how today. And then another couple colors that I like are Juniper. That's this one. It's more of a darker green. And I also like Artichoke, but this is probably my 3rd favorite. There's some other colors that I want to try. I got ordered Fatigue, so that looked like a green, kind of a olivey green color, so we'll see how that goes. But like I said, it's fun to mix them all up. Just, you can use one color in just about any kind of color combination that you, just whatever suits your fancy. So let's get started, and we're gonna first do the pot. And the other items that you're going to need, though, are your hooks. For the pot, I'm going to use an I9 or the 5.5 millimeter. It's a little bit bulkier yarn. And then for the leaves, I'm going to use a next size down, which is the 5.0 millimeter or a size H. You're also going to need your yarn needle, a stitch marker, possibly, and then you've got your scissors. So we'll set those to the side. We're going to start on the pot. And first thing that you're going to do is make yourself a little slip knot. We're going to do 6 crochets, single crochet in a ring. You can do a magic ring. With this kind of yarn, I prefer to do the alternative to the magic ring, so that would be the chain 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go back to that first chain, and you're just gonna slip stitch in there. So you're gonna pull it through and then pull it through the loop that's on your hook. And so what you have here is this little ring, and you're going to do 6 single crochet in that ring. So we're going to start in the ring, pull it through. Oh, didn't quite get all of it there. Let me try that again. So put it through your ring, pull it back through, and then you're going to pull through both loops on your hook. And try not to get too tight with your stitches. So just to keep them a little bit looser, it's easier to work with. So that was 1. There's 2. 3. Still going in that loop. There's 4, or that little ring hole in the center. There's 5. And there's 6. So that's your first round. And then so the next round we're going to do two single crochets in each stitch that we just made. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can't quite find it, this is how I do it. I just find the little humps there, and then the stitches are the little V right in front of that little hump. So we're going to go in that first one, and we're going to make 2. It's kind of a funky yarn to work with. Do that again. We're going to go in there, we're going to pull it through and do 2 single crochets in that same stitch. So we're going to go right back into that stitch, and there's our 2 single crochets in that first one. And so then we got the second one, we're going to do 2 in that one. 1, 2. There's our third one. 1, 2. Got it. There we go. And then the fourth one. There's 1. Back in the same stitch. There's 2. Then our fifth one. 1, 2, and then 2 more single crochets in our last stitch. That's our 6th one. So now by doing 2 in each one, we should have now 12 stitches. And so for the next round, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go, we've got 12 stitches, and we're going to do 2 in each one. So when we're done, we're going to have 24 stitches. So if I don't lose track, and this is where you can put in a stitch marker, just in case you do get distracted or lose count or where you're at. So Lord knows there's enough distractions. So we're going to do 2 stitches. Get that out of the way. 2 single crochets in each stitch. So there's 2 in that one. In the next one, and remember to try to keep it loose, not loose, but just not tight. So that makes sense. I don't know. So we're going to do 2 in each stitch. There's 1. There's 2. 1. 2. I like using this chunkier yarn because it makes your bowl sturdier than if you just used worsted weight yarn, your regular weight. But you can certainly use regular yarn too as well. It's going to make it smaller, probably about half the size. So you want to take that into account. Yeah, we're almost there. All right, we got this one is the next to the last one, because the stitch marker then is in our last stitch. And so once we take out a stitch marker and we put 2 in that one, we now have 24 stitches all the way around. So all the way around that way. What we're going to do here is to kind of, instead of continuing to work in the round, now we're going to end each row with a, we're going to slip stitch and then join it and then chain 1, and instead of working round and round and round. We're going to work around, join, go up, work around, join, go up. So this will make more sense when we do it here. So in this first stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch. So just pull it through, and then instead of yarning over and pulling it through, you're actually just going to pull it back through, and that's a slip stitch to join. And then the next one stitch is going to be just a chain one, and so that's going to move up to beginning of our next row. We're going to yarn over, go through our back loop, yarn back over, pull it through, and then you've got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to pull that through. That's the half double crochet. You're going to do that again, and remember to do it just in the back loop. Pull over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into the back loop only, yarn, pull the yarn through, and then go through all 3 on the loop. We're just going to keep doing that in the back loops only all the way around until we're done with until we get back to the beginning of our round back here. So remember to keep it keep your tension not tight, and then that's just going to give you a bigger pot when you're done. We're almost there. All right, we're going to go into that one, and then we're going to go into that very last one right here and do our last half double crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch, and so not that first stitch right here, but then this one right here at the top of your half double crochet. You're going to slip that through, and you're going to pull it through both. And so there you go. You've got, it's kind of like the bottom, there's the bottom of your pot. And then you're going to chain 1 at the beginning of the next row. And this one we need to make it a little bit bigger, so we're going to add a couple of increase stitches. So to do that, we're going to do 4 half double crochets, 1 in each stitch. So there's 1, 2, 1 in the next one, 3, 1 in the next one, that's 4. And then in the next one we're going to put 2 half double crochets. So in this next stitch you do 1 stitch and then go right back into that same stitch and do a half double crochet in that stitch. And so you're going to do that again, and you're going to do that 4 times. So you're going to do 1, 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, and 1 in the next one. So you have 4 in a row, and then the next one you're going to have 2. There's 1, and there's 2. We've done that 2 times, so now we're going to do it again. So there's 1, 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, and 1 in the 4th one, and then 2 in the next one, 1 in there, and 1 in there, 2 in there. All right, and do it again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in this next one. So you've done that 4 half double crochets and an increase 4 times. And so now you should have 4 more stitches-ish to finish out the row. So you're just going to do 1, 1, 1, and 1, that's your 4th one, and so then this is your beginning stitch of the row. So we're just going to we're gonna do a slip stitch, but not in that one, but this is the top of the, right here is the top of your stitch of the beginning of the row. So you're just gonna slip it through, and then not yarn over, but just pull it through. That's your slip stitch. And then you're going to do a chain. And now it gets a little easier because you're just going to do a half double crochet all the way around. You should have about 28 stitches. And at the end of one round, you're going to slip stitch to join and chain 1. And then you're going to do another row. So I'm going to start. We're going to do a half double crochet and another half double crochet. You're just doing 1 in each stitch all the way around. So go all the way around, meet, do a slip stitch to join that round, chain 1, do another round, and I'll meet you there. All right, we're almost to the end of the round, and that's going to be round 7. Here we are. I'm going to go ahead and put one right here, and then we're going to slip stitch again, not here but in here, slip stitch, a chain 1. And then for this last round, we're just going to do a single crochet, and we're going to do that in the front loops only. So around the bottom we did the back loops only, around the top we're going to do the front loops only. So I'm just going to come in here, and not this one, but this one. And let me show you, let me back up a little bit. So you've got your stitches, both of these 2 stitches right here. So this is the stitch we're going to be working in, and you're just going to do the front loop only. So right there, just that front. So you're just going to grab it and do a single crochet and do that in the next one and the next one, and you're just working in the front loop only all the way around. So that's going to give it this kind of like a little sculpted top. We're going to So we're getting there to the end. A couple more stitches. There's 1. There's 2, and so you got a little gap, but we're gonna fix that. We'll pull it up about so long, 4 or 5 inches, which I just usually do it about the length of my needle. It gives you room to make a good fasten off, so it's good and secure. We're going to grab our needle, and you're going to, with this big chunky yarn, you're going to want to give it a little twist like so, and then fold it over and squeeze that, and then just push it right through your needle. And then I'm going to go into this first stitch here, I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to just go right back into the last stitch that in the row. We're just going to do that a couple times. Doesn't have to be super tight. Right now you're just kind of making a, you're finishing off the row, and then I just kind of go into the next one, and then back into where we're kind of got a little knot going there. And then one last thing is to weave in our ends. And so I'm just gonna go through the top of the stitches. And so like you shouldn't be able to see your yarn through there, or your needle through there. So if you go right through the center of them all, and then we're going to pull that through. So I went through about, I don't know, 4 stitches, and then I still got some more, so I'm going to come back the other way, but you don't go right back in, you go over a half of a stitch, and then just work your way through a few of the stitches, and that's going to make it really good and secure. And then you can cut off that little end, and you're just going to do the same thing for your beginning tail. And what I like to do is there's this little circle right here, and I just like to go through like these 3 stitches and then come back through and do those 3 stitches to weave it in. So you don't have to watch me do that. So anyway, there is our little pot. So voila. All right, now we're ready to do our leaf coasters. And so with this yarn, it's the Hue and Me, and this is a bulky, considered a bulky, so it's this number 5. Our Woolies was what we used for the pot, and that was super bulky, so that's a 6. So we're actually going to go and use the size H, the 5.00 millimeter hook. And to start, with the series of stitches that you use to start, it's kind of easier to do the magic circle. You can do the alternative to the magic ring and do a chain 4, and like you did with the pot, or I don't think yeah, like we did with the pot. I did the alternate to the magic ring. I didn't actually do a magic ring. So you just do a chain 4 slip stitch, and then you do into the first chain, and then you have that little ring. But for this, we're actually going to do the magic circle. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And so I just go over 3 fingers, and then I'm going to just go and grab it like I'm going to do a slip stitch. Whoopsie. Try that again. Grab it like you're going to do a slip stitch, but then don't complete it. Just leave that little hook, that little loop on your hook. And so then I'm going to just kind of repositioned here, and I got my little tail hanging off here, and I'm going to do 3 chains. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Now in this circle, we got a circle going here, I'm going to do, and you can pull that out if you want, just kind of, it's just going to, just want to make sure that that doesn't get, that stays out and doesn't get tangled up in your work. So we're going to do a series of stitches. We're going to do first 3 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, go through our hook, or our ring, yarn over, just kind of pull that all the way, yarn over and pull through 2 on the hook, and then yarn over again and pull through the last 2 that are on your hook. We're going to do that 2 more times, so a total of 3 double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we need 1 more double crochet on our, so yarn over, through, pull through 2, pull through 2. Next we're going to need 2 half double crochets on in our ring. So yarn over, go through, pull through, and then instead of the double crochet and pulling through 2, you're going to pull through all 3 on your hook. And do that again. Yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and pull through all 3 on your hook. And then the next one is just a chain 1. So that's just going to be a chain 1. Now we're going to do 2 more half double crochets. Pull through all 3. Yarn over. Pull through all 3. Check your tail, make sure it's still out and not slipped in and getting tangled up. You can kind of make sure it's nice and loose. You can pull that a little tighter, but you don't want to pull it all the way tight just yet, because we still have 3 double crochets we're going to need to work in here. So we're going to do our double crochets. There's 1. There's 2. And there is 3. So now you have this series of stitches in your ring, and you're going to pull that tight, but leave just a little bit of a gap, because you're going to the way we're going to finish this off is we're going to do 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a slip stitch in that. The last thing we're going to do in the ring. So we went through, and we're not making a single crochet, we're just going to pull it through, and so now we have a slip stitch on our hook. Is the last thing that we did. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to pull that tail nice and tight and bring it together, and actually you've got this like cute little heart. So, and then for the next round we are going to start with 5 double crochets, and so our first set of stitches in this in that ring was a chain 3, and so where that first chain space is, so you got the chain 3 and then you got this little chain 3 space, that's where you're going to put the 5 double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, go through that space, go through 2, go through 2. You're going to do that total of 5 times. So there's your second double crochet, third double crochet, and these are all in that same space. There's 4, and there's 5. So you got 5 double crochet all in that chain space. And then in the next stitch, you're going to do 3. We want to do 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So we're just going to do 1 half double crochet in that stitch. We're going to move to the next stitch and do a half double crochet there. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. Half double crochet, and then so we've done 3 of the half double crochet, and then the next stitch is a double crochet. So right in there, it's kind of hiding, we're going to do a double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, and so this is where we're going to start taking on our leaf shape. And so we're going to do a chain 1, and this is kind of crazy, but we're going to, so we've got, this was our double crochet that we did. We're going to do a couple stitches right in the left side. I'm going to call this the left side of that stitch, and then we're going to work our way around. So I'm just going to kind of pull it up so I can get my hook in there, and I'm going to do a half double crochet right there in the side of that double crochet, get it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, there's one, and then I'm going to do another half double crochet in that very same spot. Stitch, and then we're going to come over here to this next stitch, and we're going to do 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. So there's one, and you'll do yourself a favor if you don't do these, if your work is not, if your tension is not tight, so it'll be a lot easier to get into these stitches. So there is 4 single crochets in the next we're going to do, in the next stitch we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So there's one, and then another half double crochet in the same stitch. We're going to do that again in the next stitch. So we got 1 half double crochet and another half double crochet, and then you're back to your last chain 3 that you did in your ring. So just like we did, put a bunch of stitches in the beginning chain space, we're going to put a few in the ending chain 3 space. So we're going to put actually 3 half double crochets in this space. So there's 1, 2, 3. Oops, kind of got away from me. All right, and then our final row, final round, we're going to do a single crochet in this next little stitch here, and just make it loose, you know, like your tension not tight at all, and you're going to have more mass to your coaster. So, and in the next stitch we're going to do 3 half double crochets. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. In the next stitch we're going to do 2 half double crochets. There's 1, there's 2. In the next one we're going to do 2, there's 1, there's 2, and we're going to do that, and then 2 more in the next one. So the beginning of this round, if you just look back, you're going to have a set of 3, a set of 2, a set of 2, a set of 2, all in the last 4 stitches. And then, so what we're going to do next is finish off this row with half double crochets. So there should be 5 more stitches. So half double crochet, 1 half double crochet in the second, half double crochet third, 4, and half double crochet. This should be the point of your leaf. And we're going to make it even pointier. All right, so we're going to do a chain 1 here, and then we're going to do that funny little trick in the side of the stitch again. So instead of working in the next stitch around, we're going to actually come back in the stitch side of the stitch that we did. Hopefully that makes sense, but give it a try. We're just going to do a single crochet in the side of that one, that stitch, and then we're going to do 5 single crochets in the next 5 stitches. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do 3 half double crochets, then 2, 2, 2. Okay, this is where I always confuse myself. So we did a stitch there, so we're going to want to pick up this little stitch right here, because we did our 1 in the side, our 1 single crochet in the side. Now we're going to do 5 in a row in the next 5 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And then we're going to do 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So there's 1 half double crochet in that stitch, 1 in the next one, and then 1 in the next one. We're almost done. And then we're going to do 2 in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in that stitch. We're going to do 2 in the next stitch. We're going to do 2 in the next stitch. So we did it 3 times in a row. We did 2 half double crochets in each stitch. And then you're going to have 1 single crochet, 1, 2 single crochet, 3, and then let's do a slip stitch to finish it off. Pull it up about 4 or 5 inches or so you have room to secure it. Cut it, and just kind of like we did the pot, you're just gonna retwist it, fold it over, squeeze it, push it through, make sure you got it all, and then you're gonna put it through here, and you're gonna come back, you're gonna put it through, back through. You're going to put it back through. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to come over here. And then I'm going to come back through. And I like to weave my tail in on the, I'm going to call this the wrong side. And I'm just going to go through about 4 or 5 stitches because I want to come back through too. So I've put it through, and you can just barely see my needle on that side. So I'm going to push it through. And then I'm going to not put it right back through that same one, or you'll end up just pulling it right back through. But you go one stitch over, and then go back through about 5 or 6 stitches. Pull it through. By doing that back and forth, you really get it nice and secure. And then our last little tail, see again, we've got, just like we had on the pot, we've got this little circle here. And so I'm going to show you on this one what I do. Twist it, pinch it. I'm going to go right through here and just kind of push it through halfway through my little circle so you can't see it on the other side. Oops, a little too much going on there. Okay. And through here, go through the other side. So this is the other side of my circle. And then I'm going to do that one more time, the other half of the circle. Good and snug. Ta-da! And then you can just kind of shape it. So, and then I just take my leaves and I just kind of put them around like so. Then I take that middle one. I only use 5 for this particular set, and these I sell at a store. And then you can take the little sides down. And again, don't forget to try different colors and different colored pots, different color leaves, and have fun with it. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks. Bye.